Alright guys, this is the first take, and since I'm going to be taking this thing apart, it's probably going to have to be the last take. So this is let's see if this thing will hold here. It's a Litech battery, and this came from an EXN high speed. I guess high speed or high torque, it's not going to make a difference, but this is a Litech Samsung cells. I don't know what kind of cells Samsung cells. This is GB production standard GB 31241 2014. I don't know. So charging cutoff voltage 100.8, rated voltage 86.4 volts. Manufacturer part number. Anyways, so first I'm going to get an idea of what's wrong with this thing. So with this thing connected to the system, sorry, it's echoing here. God. So I'm going to use a multimeter. I'm going to put this on 200 direct current and voltage. And I'm going to use one hand to test this. The idea is that if you use two hands and go, one hand to the other, if something happens, Jesus, straight through the heart. So we don't want that. So it's at 30.3 volts. Now that is the low voltage on this battery is like the lowest of the lowest is 76 volts. So if it's reading 30.3, either one, this thing is going to catch on fire, or two, it's designed to say that if something's wrong with the battery. So if I hook this up to the charger, which I have, it's not going to receive a charge, it's not going to output a charge. In fact, I can hook this thing back up to my system in the wheel with 2 or 3 other packs, and I can charge the other packs. And when I test it, they're saying 30 or, the difference between 100 and 30. It'll read the other packs. I don't know exactly how that works, but it does. So, man, I really don't want to take this thing apart, but that's what we're gonna have to do. And so this is a couple of years old. Actually, I think it might be 3 years old. It was bought in 2021. I hate doing that. Oh boy. This thing lights up. Oh boy. I have no idea what I'm cutting. Alright, so don't look like any wires are there. It looks like the battery management system is on the other side. So we're getting some blue looking cells here, and I haven't cut through anything dangerous. I'm just going to start taking this off. That's what we've got here. Fire hazard, not for vape, never install, carry, or handle. Samsung INR 21750E, so Samsung 50E. Okay. I don't know what the stats are for the Samsung 50E, but I think they're supposed to be better than the LGs. So it's not that Samsung is better than LG, but LG was selling, like most manufacturers, a lesser product. You could buy a better product from LG or a lesser product. And a lot of people were buying these cheap LG cells believe the Samsung Note, the Galaxy Note, that is from, you would think they'd use their own cells, but you know, they were using cheap cells, and there was some battery fires. So the other part to this is, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe that each one of these cells is going to have just a little bit different chemistry. So if you want to build a good pack that can stay at keeping all these cells level at the same state of charge, you need cells that match each other. And you can buy really good cells, or you can buy cheap cells, but you're going to not use some of those cells, which is going to cost more money. So some of these manufacturers, they buy some cells, they put them all in a pack, and somebody buys it, and the quality control just isn't there. So on the other side of this, each battery pack is going to have I feel kind of bad. One of the apartment managers was showing some nutrients. Yeah, it's recording. With a giant battery pack, kind of bad, but that's fine. Should be fine. Okay, so on the other side of this is the battery management system, and it's this big green board here. I don't want to just do it. I think I just need to. I thought I'd be able to look at this and tell what's going on. If there's something disconnected. But I have no idea what I'm looking at. And everything is well built enough, I think, so that it's kind of hard to tell. Guys, it's inside of this thing. I want to keep this. So we have the buzzer here, and if it's going to catch on fire, it might be a thermal thing, not a voltage thing. So yeah, none of these are going to roll. All these are actually welded in, and there's no way for me to I guess while I've got this thing off, I might as well check the fuse. If the fuse was blown, God, that's really stuck in there. And somebody told me that this is this fuse is meant for, it's got a certain amount of amps, but it's meant for less voltage. So this is 30. So this is a 30 amp fuse. This is an EXN. There's 3 packs. You know, that's 90 amps. So with fuse, normally you'd actually test this because it can be blown and it not look like it's blown. So we're going to leave this out. And this, I'm assuming, can come off. I don't want to fuck with this. I was hoping that I'd be able to see something, but looks like a bunch of batteries in the back. So here we go. I could pay someone to take a look. I know that there's somebody, I believe in Beaverton. I went to them before. They took a look at some stuff. They tested some stuff with me, for me. So, yeah, man. I'm gonna upload this. I'm also gonna talk to Litech. Litech is gonna test. There were 2 packs that ended up with 30 volts. And they're supposed to be at high, at maximum voltage is 100.8. They're testing at 30. And there were 2 of them. One from a new wheel, the other one from an old wheel. And it's odd that that happened to me in both a new and an old wheel, and it just didn't make any sense. So I'm hoping that since this is too old to be refurbished, so here's something interesting. Here's that white wire here, and it doesn't look like it attaches to anything. It might just be a temperature sensor. So this might be what tells you, hey, if this is in your apartment, people will die. Sound the alarm. You might just tell me, hey, why don't you buy a new pack? See if anything in this pack is blown. So e-wheels told me that something, usually that means something is loose, like a connection is broken. So So you're not going to see this protective material on the cheaper packs. I've taken apart another pack before. I want this black stuff to come off on the top piece. So I'll cooperate though. Litech BMS. I'm still recording. I guess I could start touching stuff. I don't know what my finger's gonna do here, but that doesn't really get me shocked. Nothing seems burned. So here's connections. They're all numbered. This one seems... Checking the connections here to see if anything's broken. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on this side, and then 6 on the inside. 6. So there's 12 and 12. So 24 total. Off. And I'll give you a good look on both sides. Everything seems to look okay. The nickel strips, that's what these are supposed to be. And there's little marks here. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 weld spots on some of them. Some of them it looks like there's only 2 or 3. I think. Well, there's 2 main ones on each one, at least. Guys, I have no idea what to do next. Just touch a bunch of stuff and see if it shocks me. I don't even know what to do with that. Damn. So this is output. This is the charge cable. And all these welds look, from what I know of soldering, pretty substantial. Guys, I just don't know. There's also like a wire down here, here and here. To be continued.